Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of T-Dog RC. We're back in the workshop. This is going to be something a little bit different for me. I tend to like fast flying things, but I fancied something a little bit slower, bit more classic. So this series is going to be about my build of a VQ Models Flybaby. It's a big one. It's 95-inch wingspan and it's up to a 30cc engine, but I've actually got something even bigger than 30cc to put in it, which I'm very excited about, and I will go into that during this video. In fact, let me show you now. So I've got this beast to put in it, which is a Saito FG41 TS. Absolutely stunning piece of kit. This is a twin cylinder petrol or gas powered 40cc 4-stroke engine. It's an absolute thing of beauty. So we'll take a look at that. We'll do a bit of an unboxing, not a full unboxing, but at least let's have a look at the main components that we've got in the box, and I'll also go through showing you all the kit that I'm going to put into this model. So that's going to cover this episode, and then after this episode we'll get into the build. So if that sounds like something you'd like to follow along with, I'd love to have you on board with the channel. You can become a subscriber of the channel. It doesn't cost a penny to subscribe on YouTube, even though the word subscribe kind of sounds like you're gonna have to pay. You don't with YouTube, so it's completely free. You just hit the subscribe button and away you go. Then you'll get to see all of my videos, and if you hit the bell icon you'll get notified when I bring a new one out. And if you're into fixed wing RC, or you just like people like to watch people building things, then this is going to be a good channel for you. So without further ado, let's get all these boxes and bits out, and let's have a look at what we've got. Okay, so here it is on the bench. As you can see, it doesn't even really fit on the bench at all, the box does, so it's pretty difficult to unbox it on the bench, but I'll open it on the floor and get some of the bits out to show you. As you can see from the picture, I think I'm right in saying it's kind of a 1950s sort of style plane. It's actually a scale model, so the Bauer Flybaby is actually a real plane that you can buy as a kit, mainly in America I think, and build your own and build, you know, fly the real thing. But there's also lots of models of them, and it's, you know, as I said at the start of the video, not the sort of thing I'd normally go for. I mean, I have got some slow models. I've got a Tiger Moth biplane, which I guess is similar, but this is going to, you know, poodle around the sky. It's not going to set the world on fire in terms of speed, but sometimes it's quite nice just to do that, and bigger models always fly better. So I do like nice big models like this one, and as I said, it was a great excuse for me to get one of these engines, which I'm really excited about. So quickly, just to run through the specs, it's an ARF, as most VQ models are. So it's bolts and plywood airframe covered, but we've got to kind of assemble it and connect all the surfaces together, install the engine, cut the cowl out for the engine. So there's still quite a lot of work, even though it is an ARF. Quick run through the specs. So as I said, the wingspan's 94.8 inches, so pretty much 95 inches, 65 inches long more or less. It's going to weigh 12 pounds, which is around about 6 or so kilos. It says gas engine 26 to 30cc. Obviously I've already talked about that, my engine, on the intro. So in terms of the radio, it's 6-channel, which suggests it may have flaps. Doesn't look like it on the picture, but unless they're what do you call them, like hidden flat sort of underneath the wing, maybe that's the case, but we'll have a look anyway. Yeah, nice classic design. This is the red one I've gone for. So yeah, let's get it unboxed. I've not actually opened this box before, so it's the first time for me as well. Generally speaking, VQ models, they tend to pack them really nice, so that should be good. But we'll get some of the bits out, and some of the main bits. I'm not going to go through absolutely everything. So yeah, let's take a look. Okay, so this is kind of how it's looking, all packed up, and I can tell you that the fuselage is absolutely humongous. So this is going to be a big model. Right, let's get some of these bits out and have a look on the bench. Okay, first thing is you do get a full manual with it and some scale stickers or decals to put on it. They also always include, VQ do some extra covering so you can patch any repairs up, that sort of thing. You do tend to need the manuals with these, particularly if you've not built one before. As I say, it's a bit more than just like a foam PMP or ARF. There's a fair bit to do with these, even though a lot of it is done for you. So yeah, manual's always nice to have. Right, so first thing out of the box is the fuselage, and I've said it's absolutely huge. Can't even fit it fully on the camera. I'm not going to unwrap it from here just yet because obviously it's all nice and protected, but I can see guys, so frustrating. I've just finished filming the whole video, gone through all the components and all the stuff out of the box, and didn't realise that after that last clip that you just saw of me talking about what's on the box, my microphone packed up and ran out of batteries. So doing this for the second time, but there you go, you gotta love it. So first thing out of the box is the fuselage, and as you can see, it's absolutely massive. The fuselage is huge. It's a real chunk of wood, but looks very nice. Nice covering. They've got a few nice details on here, so I'm not going to unwrap it because I want to keep it all protected until I start assembling it. But got some, like, you know, finishing to the edge of the cockpit, and it's also got some toggles on here, or fasteners, which will be for the rigging lines to go to the wings. Plenty of room there on the firewall for the engine. I think it is going to stick out either side, but that's okay because you do actually get some scale bits of plastic to put on the cow where the engine actually comes out, but obviously I'm not going to need those, so it might be a little bit too wide for the model, but it'll I think it will look right. Fins all built into this one, so just got to put the rudder on, so that makes life a bit easier because it means you haven't got to mess around trying to get the fin nice and straight and all that sort of stuff as you glue it, because it's all done for you. But yeah, nice covering job, nice detail with some pinstriping here, which you can kind of see on there. It's a real classic design. I really like it. It's a proper sort of classic aeroplane, and it's got the reg number on the side there as well. So that is the fuselage. Then we've got the horizontal stabilizer with the elevators already on. Not sure whether they'll be glued in place. We'll have to see, but obviously if not, we'll have to do that. By the looks of things, the hinges are in there, and I know with some VQ models they give you the sort of CA hinges. These are actually proper pinned hinges, so these are going to be much nicer, which is that's good to see. Again, nicely covered, huge surface as well. I mean, as you can see, they're massive elevators. So plenty of movement. The same with the rudder. I mean, the rudder's just massive on its own. So yeah, that's good. And looks like the hinges are in one side of that. Although that one, oh no, yeah, thought it had snapped off, but it hasn't. And again, these are pinned hinges. So that's good. It's good to see. I suppose because it's a big model, they're going to give you some decent stuff. And then the wings, to be fair, when I was filming it previously, I probably spent most of the time trying to get the thing out of the box and undoing all the tape, so it's not too bad doing it again. But yeah, huge wings, again, huge surface area, massive chord, so lots of wing area, so which, you know, that suggests it's going to fly pretty slow, which of course is how it's designed. Nice big thick wing section as well, which again means it's going to be slow but very floaty as you pootle around. Again, it's got that sort of pinstripe detail on here, and then there's a little section there of where you would walk. As I say, this is actually a scale model. Big thick aluminium wing tube, which I'm not going to bother getting out and showing you. And then last sort of thing of interest is the cow. It's already got some cooling slots cut into it, but we're going to have to modify this a fair bit. Well, say that, it's just going to be for the cylinder heads coming out the side, and then the exhaust is going to be fairly straightforward. It's just a couple of holes I've got to drill in the bottom for the exhaust, so that's not so bad. And then you get the usual VQ accessory pack. There is a tank in here, it's quite a big one of course. I'm assuming that's gas or petrol compatible because it does say on the box that it's gas or petrol, so you would think that the tank lid included, but I'll see, and I might change that and get something a bit different anyway, like a Dubro or something like that. Absolutely huge chunky wheels, which is good. Again, it means I can fly this. We fly off grass, so if the grass is a little bit rough, that's going to be fine. Even the tail wheels, absolutely massive. And then you do get bits in here for, I think that's probably for a battery tray, and then there's a mounting kit in here and some other formers and things like that if you're going to be going electric. Obviously I'm not. Right, in terms of the components, I've got all these already. I do tend to, when I buy models, I do tend to do a bit of research from the, like, download the manual and stuff like that, see what they recommend in terms of equipment to put in it, and I tend to buy it all as I'm ordering the model, so I know I've got everything I need, and if I don't get round to assembling it when I hope I'm going to get round to doing it, at least I know I've got all the kit, so when I am ready to do it I can just, and I package it up and put it in a box, you know, and just write what it's for, so I know where everything is. So I've going to run this as a high voltage setup, so this will actually be the first model I've done as high voltage. I was going to do the Spitfire, but then I realised that the undercarriage would only take 6 volts, but obviously this doesn't have retractable undercarriage, so going to run it as high voltage. I think that's probably not a bad idea considering the size of some of those surfaces, although it's not, you know, precision flying and super fast. I think it's still quite nice to have that extra torque. So all the servos are pretty much the same. So I've gone for high-tech, high-voltage, standard servos, 5496 digital, and they're all metal geared, apart from this one, which is a BH 4595, high voltage of course still, but this one's carbonite gears, which is probably still over the top, but that's for the throttle. And then gone for a decent battery, so an overlander battery, so it's a quality battery. It's a LiPo 2200 milliamp 2S running at 7.4 volts, and that's specifically designed for high voltage systems. It's already got a receiver plug on the end. And then for the receiver, all my larger models, I've used the Free Sky system, and I like to use this tandem system, which is one of their newer protocols, and it means it's got 2 frequencies, so it's 2.4 gig and 915 meg as well, so you've got all that redundancy built into the receiver, which is really nice, and it also of course runs high voltage. So that's what we've got in terms of the components, and then on to the fun bit, or at least that's what I think anyway, and the bit I'm most excited about, which is this beauty, which is a Saito FG41TS twin cylinder engine, Japanese quality. It is a thing of beauty. I've had it out of the box, but not very much, so it's all still sort of as it came. Instruction manual there, packing. So these are the exhausts that come with it, nice and simple, and you can bend these as well, but as I mentioned when I was looking at the cow, it means all I've got to do is basically just drill 2 holes in the cow for these to go through, so that's going to be a nice simple setup. I like that. And then mounting kit, so various standoffs, blind nuts, all that sort of stuff for putting into the firewall. Then we've got the electronic ignition pack, with this being a petrol or gas engine. You've got full electronic ignition with spark plugs and all that sort of stuff, so yeah, you get all that with it. You even get the cable covering to cover your cables up, keep it all nice and neat. And then on to the main thing. And it's so nice to see a brand new engine like this all wrapped up. So here it is. What an absolute beauty of a thing. Really looking forward to getting this going. It's an absolute beast. I mean, the prop nut on it is huge, or the prop plate is absolutely massive. It is still a single shaft, so it's not one of the ones where you've sort of got 4 little screws to put the prop on it. So it's fairly easy to do that, even though it is a pretty big engine. But yeah, just really nice I just love brand new engines. It's almost a shame to run them. If I'd got loads of money, I would just buy them and put them on the shelf or in a glass cabinet. But of course, you've got to run it at some point. So yeah, really nice carb as well on these, nice and compact, even though it's a gas one. It's still got the classic sort of Saito needle valve on there, which is nice. Everything's really nice and smooth, nice action on the throttle, so no worries there. And then in terms of a prop, nice big wooden prop, 18 by 10. Wooden prop's going to look nice on this model as well, nice and sort of classic looking. So there it is. So really looking forward to firing this up. I think I'm going to get it installed in the model and then run it in the model rather than putting it on a test stand and all that sort of stuff. I think I'll just get it fastened to the model, take the model down the field, strap it up so it's all nice and secure, and just run a couple of tanks of fuel through it without actually flying it. And then it's not going to annoy the neighbours too much, because it's probably going to be relatively loud. But I think it's also, with it being a twin, it's going to sound really nice. So yeah, 41cc. It's pretty mad. When you think in the UK, when you're younger, everyone wants to, when you're like 16, you can ride a little moped. And when I was at school, everyone was going on about being old enough to ride a moped, and they were 50cc. And when you think this thing's only just slightly smaller than that, this is just going in a model aeroplane, it's mad. But yeah, there we are. Right then, guys, so that brings me to the end of the video for the second time, but I'm checking all the time now on the monitor that the mic's working. Yeah, so thanks a lot for watching. I hope this floats your boat. If you're interested in fixed wing RC, particularly sort of balsa and engines, yeah, which is the kind of thing I'm into, then subscribe to the channel, have a look at what I'm doing, or if you just like to watch people, as I say, sort of put things together and tinker with stuff, then why not subscribe as well? And if you've got any comments, then stick them down in the comments box. Maybe you've built one of these, maybe you've got one of these engines, and tell me what you've put it on. Maybe you think this is too big for the model. But in my experience with VQ and Seagull models and that type of thing, as I said before, I think, or maybe that was on the bit that I didn't record, I can't remember, they do tend to be tail heavy. The ones I've always had have always been tail heavy. This is quite a lump of metal, so it's going to be interesting to see whether this one's actually going to end up being nose heavy, but we'll see. We'll sort it out either way. But yeah, if you've got any comments, stick them down below and I'll reply to you. And hit the thumbs up as well, that helps me out on YouTube if you've enjoyed the video. And finally, a massive thanks to everyone that's following along with the channel and everyone that's subscribed. We've got a good subscriber base now, so it's great to have you all on board. Really appreciate it. And as I said, this is the start of a new series, so next video is going to be, we're going to be starting the assembly of this model. So yeah, hit the bell icon, then you'll know. And with all that waffle, last thing for me to say is I will see you soon for the next one.